Nonstop news now at 7. Georgia families left in the cold as temperatures drop tonight. And Atlanta News First has been getting calls for help amid reports that heating systems are going out.
Atlanta News First investigator Anastasia Olmos is digging into what rights you have and how to hold landlords accountable for those repairs.
You good? We're going to let you out.
That's Nike.
In a minute.
He's Army veteran Roy Bean's service dog.
You ready for a walk? Military is on record of me having anxiety attacks.
And while Nike doesn't seem to mind going out in the cold,
He's ready to go outside.
Bean and his wife Maxine are doing everything they can to stay warm inside.
I open the door and let the heat come out of the oven.
The Beans have been renting this home in Rex, managed by First Key Homes, for a few months.
I'm cold.
They say they didn't realize the heat wasn't working until winter came.
One Sunday, it was so cold till it woke me up.
They say their property manager has sent several technicians in the last 2 months.
He finds the problem, but ends up being a temporary fix.
They've resorted to the risks of running space heaters and the stove for warmth.
I'm having anxiety attacks because of all of this stuff that's happening.
Near East Point in Atlanta,
it was freezing over the weekend.
Single mother of 3, Chantel Muhammad, is doing the same thing.
So I just turn it on, let it warm up, turn it off.
You're aware that's carbon monoxide?
Pretty much.
Using a gas stove to heat a home can cause carbon monoxide poisoning.
I don't do it when my children is here.
But Muhammad says turning the heat on feels even more dangerous.
It hasn't had a filter since I moved in here. So when you turn it on, my kids immediately start coughing and gasping for air. They have to go outside. So I've opted out of using it to protect their breathing.
And every space heater she's tried to use, she says, has stopped working due to an ongoing cockroach infestation.
The roaches got inside of them. If you unplug them to cool them off for a while, they find them warm, they house in there, and they stop working.
Muhammad says she's been filing maintenance requests for the year she's lived at the Aspen Court apartment homes, currently managed by Stanton Ziba LLC, but the problems persist. Just last week, her power went out when a circuit blew. Muhammad says the power company told her it's the landlord's responsibility to fix.
I don't have anyone. You know, it's just us. You don't know really where to go.
Georgia law requires landlords to keep utilities in working order. The new Safer at Home Act defines utilities to include electric, plumbing, and heat.
It's harder than it should be to get the landlords to just make the repairs.
Atlanta Legal Aid provides assistance for low-income residents. Senior staff attorney Margaret Kinnear says there's a number of steps a renter needs to take when it comes to heat. First, request the landlord repair the issue in writing and save it. Give the landlord some time and then request again. Document it. If the repairs aren't done, she advises calling your local code enforcement to come and inspect. They can issue the landlord a citation requiring them to fix it. If the landlord still does not make repairs, she recommends suing them in court to get reimbursed for any money spent and break the lease without an eviction.
They can sue for damages. So if they had to go stay at a hotel, they can ask to be reimbursed for that. Sometimes it's sort of more general damages, like I had to live in a freezing cold house.
I'm slowly trying to gather enough funds to be able to find better home placement.
Without the funds to just pick up and move again, these renters are racking up more bills.
My Georgia power bill has more than doubled due to the fact that I have to utilize space heaters, the stove to keep warm.
And if we don't pay rent on time, that's penalties for us. But there's no penalties for you guys when you're not giving us the right service.
That is awful. Now, investigative reporter Anastasia Olmos is here now. You tried to get in contact with the property manager. So what they have to say in all this?
All right, First Key Homes, they actually replaced a new furnace into the Beans house. They said they were waiting on a part, but Aspen Court's management, that woman that you saw there, they said they've responded promptly to all of her requests. Now, Muhammad did get a replacement stove last week. It wasn't new, and a filter in her heater, but she says the cockroaches and the power is still faulty. So Muhammad is now hiring her, actually she has an attorney through the legal aid program, which is actually called the Atlanta Volunteer Lawyers Foundation.
So if it comes down to suing your landlord, you know, lawyers can get expensive, and this can take a lot of time too.
Yes, and a lot of people don't have that fund. So if you don't qualify for one of these aid programs such as Georgia Legal Aid or the Volunteer Lawyers Foundation, you can hire your own attorney, but the cheapest attorney that I've found is $800, just a flat fee.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can also file it yourself in magistrate court. Right. And the price of that, you know, in Fulton County, it could be $60 just to file. and then another $50 to get the Marshal's Department to serve that suit.
Let us know what happens with
All
that
right.
family. It's important information. And to read Anastasia's full investigation or find out if you qualify for a waiver, you can go to atlantanewsfirst.com or our free app.